Man, welcome to another Thanalysis episode, right? Let's get in. Today we have a special guest, and you know I got to give him the intro, right? I know. So, give me a second. I gotta prep up. Okay. Wearing number 4 from the capital, Washington, D.C., Chris Lethal Shooter Matthews. Hey, give my man a blow. Come on now.
You did your research. You know I wore number 4.
Hey, you ain't come to anybody's podcast. You came to my podcast, man.
You do your fact check.
So, let's say we met you for the first time, right? Just talk to the fans, man. Who's Chris? Who's Chris Matthews, first of all? Forget about Lethal Shooter. Who's Chris Matthews?
Yeah, so a lot of people know me as Lethal Shooter because of social media, because I can shoot the basketball, but my real name is Chris Matthews. I'm from Washington, D.C., like you said.
I didn't put your government name out there.
Yeah, I'm not tripping, man. So, I'm from Washington, D.C., born and raised. A lot of people don't know my entire life I played high-level AAU, high-level high school, played with Kevin Durant in high school, played high-level college, played overseas. A lot of people just think I just started it when Instagram started. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know who really Chris is. So, podcasts like this help me put out my message to show, I'm more than just social media.
That's why you're here, man. Just
Yeah.
to tell us the real Chris.
Yeah.
So wait, you went to the same high school
Yep.
with KD.
Yep.
We love KD, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. What position did you play?
Yeah. So I played shooting guard my entire life. And when me and Kevin was in high school, he wasn't really even that tall. He was only like 6'5", 6'6", and then he just started spurting something crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my entire life, I was blessed to play with great athletes in high school. I played with Patrick Ewing Jr. I played with Jesse Sapp, Deron Washington. I played with a lot of great talents, Michael Beasley. I played with a lot of people.
And what it is too, like that, is it DMV? Is it not DMV?
The DMV, yeah, DMV.
So they got some hoopers, man.
Yeah, I mean, we got some great hoopers. The DMV is known for basketball. One of my good friends speaks very highly of you, James Giss. You know what I mean?
My God, shout out to James.
Yeah.
I hope I get him on the pod.
Yeah.
And we've had some crazy moments with this guy, man.
Yeah. So James he's one of those guys that's from the DMV, and the DMV definitely helps us get ready for life, not just basketball. And that's why people like James, 35, 36 years old, he's still playing in EuroLeague.
Ooh.
Because in the DMV, we're not fake about the game. That being around me and you, we're real serious about the game. And that's why a lot of players from the DMV have longevity in basketball.
It's one of those things about life that translates to sports, So big thing, but okay. So you go there. So what happens after high school? Where you go?
After high school, I went to Washington State.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know I was blessed to have scholarships to Georgetown, Syracuse, Nebraska. All the top schools wanted me at the time, but I decided to go.
Of course, you were hooping, man.
Yeah, I was playing some good basketball, and definitely shout out to Tony Bennett. He's at University of Virginia right now, but he was my coach for my first 2 years at Washington State. We was in the Pac-10. My first year there, we was last in the Pac-10. And then my second year, we went all the way to top 5 in the nation. You know what I mean? And,
man, that's what's up.
And people don't know that about me. People don't know I went to the Sweet 16. People don't know I understand what winning's all about, And then I transferred to St. Bonaventure where they were last in the Atlantic 10. Then the year that I played, the next year we went up to like 6th place. And then my senior year, we went up to like 5th place, So I understand what winning's all about. And you can see that as well when you're around me. Like a lot of people,
100%.
They see my trick rims and stuff, but that's entertainment. I'm really good at entertaining people on social media, but when it comes to basketball, it's no fun and games with me. I'm very serious about it.
Let's go to 2010, right?
Yeah.
Chubb comes in. You don't get drafted.
Yeah.
But that didn't stop you. So, how did you feel about the moment?
It was pretty tough because my entire life I was preparing for a moment, but it was my fault as well. It's something that I always spread because I wasn't really all the way in with the game. So when I was at Washington State, I was given like 70%, and it was times that Coach Tony gave me opportunities to be great. So like a good example is every time we played big teams like Oregon, UCLA, all those type of teams, Coach Tony would give me my opportunities. Even if you go back to the NCAA tournament, I wouldn't play, but the big games, I'll play in the NCAA tournament. I'll hit big shots because Coach Tony believed in me, but I wasn't putting in the work that helped me get to college.
What does that mean, though?
The work of being dedicated to my craft like I was in high school. Because in high school, I was always top 5 in my area in shooting guards, and I was always top 20 in the nation in shooting guards. You know what I mean? But when I got to college, I got complacent. So when I got to St. Bonaventure, I was a little bit of complacent as well because I could always shoot the basketball and I could always get over because I could shoot, but I wasn't shooting to my full potential like I did in high school. So my senior year, which is it's extremely too late for that, I said, you know what? I'm going to do everything that helped me get to college. I'm going to shoot every day. I'm going to eat right. I'm not going to go out. I'm going to do exactly how my dad molded me to be as a player. And that year, I was number 5 in the nation in threes made. I was number 1 in the conference. I broke like 8 arena records in Atlantic 10. I still hold records at St. Bonaventure, which in 2 weeks I'm going back because they're dedicating something to me at the campus. But all that happened just in 1 year. And I feel like if I was devoted to the game like I was in high school, and I probably would have potentially might have stayed with Coach Tony at Washington State, but he left for Virginia and maybe dedicated my entire life. I could be somebody helping a team in the corner like a Craig Hodges or like a Steve Kerr type of shooter.
First of all, you just met I got goosebumps. You just mentioned Craig Hodges. He was my coach, right?
Yeah, he's my mentor. He's my coach too overseas.
Unbelievable. So I was with the Knicks.
Yeah.
And it was when I was with the Knicks, it was kind of like two sides, right? It was the Knicks, the New York Knicks, the management of the New York Knicks, and there was the other side of Phil Jackson, the people he brought with, And one of them was Craig Hodges, and was on me, man, just talking to me, walking me through, and just trying to make me understand the culture. But it's it's a different culture than overseas, being in the U.S. But man, I'll never forget this. I have this man like. To this day, I always think about his kids, his family, and I always I hope he's well, and hopefully I get to bring him sit right there.
Yeah, I mean you will. I talk to Coach Craig at least once a week. He was one of my coaches overseas, and like you said, to go back to why I didn't make it to the NBA is because I didn't put in the work to help me to become the best, to be one of the most sought after college players in the DMV, if that makes sense. Yes. So a lot of people say, oh, Lethal can shoot really good, but they don't know I wasn't really putting in all of the work I should have in college. So when I got overseas, the same thing kind of happened as well. When I didn't get drafted, I played in France. Yes. I played for Axmerion. And,
By the way, you played in Russia.
I played in Russia.
You played like...
Yeah, Spartak. I played in Russia. People don't know I played in China. I played in some of the biggest divisions, but I wasn't focused, and I didn't really get focused until I met Coach Craig, because Coach Craig reminds me of like my father or the mentors that helped me get to where I am in life. And Coach Craig, with the triangle system, helped me understand the proper footwork. You know how serious I am about that.
My God,
and he was just teaching me certain things, stuff that I already knew, but stuff that I went away from because I wasn't the way I was to get to where I was in life, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And being under him, it was the best basketball I played in my life. It was one game I scored 22 straight points in a playoff game. It was 2 back-to-back games where I broke the records in the league shooting threes. I had like 18 threes in 2 games. And this is something that I could have been doing my entire life. And to have Coach Craig and Coach Don tell me, out of all the people that they coach, I'm one of the best shooters they ever coached in their life. It feels good, but I know sometimes if I'd have gave it my all when I should have, I wouldn't have been in the situation I was in.
But like the NBA is different.
It is.
It's a different ball game. It's one of those things that, you can fit in a team and you don't have to do much.
Right.
But you gotta have the tools.
Right.
And the tools is, first of all, athleticism. That gets you in off the rip automatically. If you have the NBA athleticism, we can learn everything else. And you have the work ethic. You can learn everything else. You have the tools, But back to what you were saying. So let's talk about a little bit about like coaching, right? So now you're a coach. So what's the difference between a coach and a player? Being a coach and being a player.
Yeah, the difference was when I was a player, just wake up, play basketball, watch film. But as a coach, it's like my entire life now is devoted to other people, and people, like I was telling you, people see me on the gram, they see the rims, they see all the creative ideas, but they don't know on the back end how much I help my clients and how much I really care for my clients and how much work I put in, because I understand it's not about me, it's about the client having good shooting percentage. It's about the client getting generational wealth for his family. It's about the client doing the things that I did wrong, and that's cheating the game. So
Yes.
playing in the NBA, all due respect to a lot of the guys, sometimes they get complacent. They don't put in the work to help them get to the NBA. So sometimes they get behind. So that's why it's my job to keep bringing that out of certain players so they can know, hey, I know you had 30 points. That's a good job. But next game, get another 30. Like, don't get complacent. And that's why I feel like I'm a great trainer and a great coach, because I know what it takes to become a great shooter. And that's what I am. I'm a shooting coach. So when people do certain things in the game, or people do certain things when I train them, when I first get back with them, I can tell if they've been cheating the game or if they've been devoted to the game, because I know what I used to do and how my shot used to be when I was devoted and when I wasn't devoted.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think there is a difference when you coach young kids and you coach celebrities and then you coach NBA players?
Yeah.
So what's the difference? What do you think
The
between those three people?
The difference is when you're with young kids, it's more of I'm giving them my heart. I'm letting them know I believe in them. I'm letting them know, whatever's going on at home or whatever's going on at school, I don't care if you might fail with me. You can still do it, if that makes sense. When it comes to celebrities, it's kind of the same way, but I don't have to baby them like I baby a kid, because it's more they're just trying to get away from the outside world. So a good example is like if I train Machine Gun Kelly, he's training because he goes on so many concerts and he does so many things that he just uses basketball to get away from the outside world. The same with Drake.
I was about to ask you that, by the way.
Yeah.
How was it? Can he shoot?
Drake has a beautiful jump shot, and the one thing that people, like I said before with GQ, the people have to understand about Drake, he's not one of those people where it's like, I'm a celebrity and I'm just going to just go in the gym and just shoot around. He's very serious about the game, and that's why I love training him, and that's why he's one of my good friends, because there's some celebrities that I have trained that, it's just, I just trained them one time, I've never trained them again. You know what I mean? But he's one of those people that for the last 3 years, we've trained multiple times. And it's definitely a dream come true to train celebrities. But with NBA players, it's everything serious. Not saying it's not serious with the Machine Gun Kellys and the Fleas and the Michael B. Jordans, but when it comes to NBA players, there's a lot of preparation that goes into my training. I have to watch film. I have to be prepared, because a good example is if I'm training KCP on Monday, then I have to train Sabonis on Tuesday, then I have to train Cole Anthony on Wednesday. Those are 3 different offenses, three different systems, and most importantly, 3 different people that do 3 different things. And that's where my training comes into play, because every time I train somebody, it's a whole different philosophy and a whole different format to help that person within that system. With celebrities, I don't have to study no film. With kids, I don't have to study no film. You know what I mean?
Before I go to the next question, I want to ask a little bit about the celebrity stuff. Like, who's the best celebrity shooter?
I think the best shooter to me.
Don't say it.
Probably Chris Brown. Chris Brown has a really good jump shot. Chris Brown, he's another person that's really devoted to the game. People will always make fun of me when I say this, but Drake has a beautiful shot Brown as well. Yeah, so those two right there have great shots.
By the way, like just as not like what he does to is incredible, bro. Like
that's what I'm saying. All
singing, dancing, like
do
everything, bro.
When I'm around him, sometimes he does certain stuff, and it's like, how the hell is he doing this? But that's what God has gifted him with. He's just one of those people where it's like he could just do anything, and he has pickup runs at his house where he's playing against athletes. And he's really good, bro. Chris Brown is really good in basketball.
So I used to watch films overseas. We used to watch films like you go to celebrity games and you'd be like, cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, he's good, man.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good.
Him or J. Cole.
J. Cole's good.
Listen to him.
I've never been able to train J. Cole, but definitely shout out to J. Yeah.
Hey, J. Cole.
Hey, J. Cole, if you watch this, man, let me train you.
Hit a session with my guy. But let's go back to the professional, the NBA. How do you utilize new technology and analytics?
Mm-hmm.
How do you
Well, I'm not really a super analytic guy, but I do use Synergy to go over certain film for my clients and stuff of that nature. I'm not really big. I'm kind of old school, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes analytics take away certain stuff for certain players.
It's crazy to say that because, shooting is all based on percentages or what are you shooting from the left corner versus the right corner, or when you off the dribble or the dribble. So kind of, okay, it's a different approach to it. Okay?
Yeah. Well, you're not wrong, but I feel like with clients, when I do too much of the overthinking with stuff like that, you don't want players to do that in the game, if that makes sense. Of course, if somebody is doing something very bad at something, I'll tell them, hey, you're going left, you can't shoot. But I try not to put too many numbers in it because that's when people's minds get messed up. So if I say, hey, from the left corner, bro, you're only shooting 10% from three. I try to be as positive as I can within the training and then throw in small negativity. So like instead of always pumping somebody's head with numbers, I'll say, you've been shooting great, but you can shoot better. Last year, you shot 38% from this wing, but this year you're only shooting 12%. Let's get it back to 30. I don't try to dwell on numbers. And I feel like the new NBA, every day they're just using the video guys, just everything's numbers, everything. And I feel like that's why a lot of people aren't have anxiety, and that's why people can't shoot because they're just worried about the number. And I feel like if you're free, like I tell a Grant Williams or Katavius Caldwell Pope or different clients that I have, when you're
great players,
they're great shooters. You know what I mean? But it's so much work that goes into it, and people have to understand as a shooter, you're gonna be at 40%. You're gonna drop down to 32%. You're gonna go back to 36%. You're gonna drop down to 29. Then you're gonna go up to 40. But it's not what's going on. It's about how you finish. And that's what a lot of people have to understand with the art of shooting. When my clients shoot bad, I'm never nervous. I could care less because I know that's the preparation it takes to have a strong mental as a shooter. When you're a shooter and you're having bad games and you're worried about what other people are saying about you, or you're worrying about your shooting percentages, if you're not putting in the work, it's your fault. But if you're putting in the work and you're having a few bad games, it happens. It happens to the best shooters. It happens to the best players.
Okay, all right. You don't have to say no names, obviously, but what's been the worst workout you've ever had? Somebody, you don't have to say a name. I mean, unless you want to.
A pro? I really feel like I don't put myself in a situation to ever have a bad workout. Like I always control the narrative in my training. So
how do you do that?
So like if I come into the workout, let's say the person looks tired. You know what I mean? What I'll do is I'll make sure I say, okay, yeah, positive. You look a little tired, bro, but let's pick it up. Let's boom, 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 boom. I don't allow the person to just stay within that bad energy without the workout, because not only did you waste your time, you're wasting my time. And I take training very serious. And if you are, I've done this before with multiple NBA clients where it's like, hey, I know you booked me on a road trip. You're supposed to train for 7 days. I know last night you went out, hung out. That's cool. Let's wait till tonight to train instead of the morning, because I feel like the energy that you're giving off, you're not ready for the training, if that makes sense. And I'm one of those trainers that I care about every single session, because it's a session to get you better. Because I know what I used to do to not cheat the game, but like I don't want to. You can't waste reps. You know, every rep matters, and it's not just about basketball. It's about that in life.
What about the best workout you've ever had, the player? Like you went like, man, why am I even like coaching you right now? You just shooting.
I'll say I've been to that point with you
don't have to say the name.
Katavius Caldwell Pope. It was a workout where we were shooting mid-range jump shots, and he was in a slump. And we stayed in the gym till about 11:30 at night. And he was playing for the Lakers at the time, not the Nuggets. And I said, bro, I think right now I can feel it. I think you can make like 65 plus mid-range jump shots in a row. And he was like, nah, bro, like that ain't happen. I said, bro, trust me. Like I can see how your rhythm is. I really think you can do it. And he got to 50 one time, missed, got to 52 one time, missed, and he wanted to leave and not quit because it's during the season. Man. But I was like, bro, I really, truly think you can do this. And he did it. He went all the way up to 70 mid-range jump shots in a row. And it was one of those moments to me, like you're saying, like, dang, like this is my job. I get to help people. I get to do stuff. And that moment right there was a surreal moment for me, because he was such in a slump. And to do that was amazing. And then, of course, the next games, he just started going crazy. You get what I'm saying? So it's just, that was one of the biggest moments that I remember as a shooting coach, where I wanted an insane number, and KCP did it.
KCP did it, man. Yeah. Shout out to KCP, man. What they put in the work. Mm-hmm. Do you ever miss playing? Do you ever miss like, man, I'd love to be in the NBA, just playing. Or not the NBA, but in general, just playing, bro.
Man, I absolutely love playing basketball, but I know how my body is. You know, that's why I couldn't play long as a pro. You know, I messed up my knee. I fractured my ankle. I've been poked in the eye. I've been blind. I just don't have the type of strong body that's needed to play at a certain level consistently. You know what I mean? I had pulmonary edema where my lung collapsed and I almost died. playing in South America.
How what?
Yeah, so I mean,
How did that happen?
well, it's certain places in South America that has really high altitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I went there, if you don't drink enough water, your lung can collapse because you're not getting your fluid right. So me and my teammate came home from practice, and I just wasn't feeling good. So I laid down, went to sleep, woke up, and when I woke up, I couldn't feel my legs. So I screamed to my teammate. He came in there. I was telling him, bro, I can't fucking move my legs. And then they called the ambulance and they took me to the hospital. And that's when they said I had pulmonary edema. So I had to stay in the bed for about a month and a half, where a nurse had to hold that little thing so you can pee, and then I had to roll over to take dumps. So when I did that, you lose all the muscles in your legs and stuff like that because you can't really move your limbs. Your body's it's in complete shock. And that was probably one of the lowest moments of my life, but it was one of the biggest moments of my life as well, because that wasn't the first injury that I ever had to kind of beat me down mentally. And, we never want to promote people quitting. But I was older and I realized, playing pro is not helping me. It's hurting me because I'm trying to chase something that's not there right now. And that's when I became the coach I became. But to go back to playing right now, I love playing, but I notice when I play with other people right now, since I'm lethal shooter, people try to do the most. If I'm shooting, somebody might go under my leg and I can fall on my knee, sprain my ankle or something like that. People are always trying to prove something. So I'm just at a point now in my life. I mean, that's how it is, which I don't mind if my body didn't make me money. Yeah. So like if I sprain my ankle today in Milwaukee training, I can't go next week to the Nuggets to go help KCP or something. So I try to stay away from those type of moments, but I miss playing basketball, and that's why when I watch my clients play on TV and they hit a jump shot or hit a free throw or hit a step back or hit a side step, it brings me so much joy because it felt like I did it. And I think that's where all my passion comes from as a trainer, because, a lot of people don't get to see my training. They see the rims, they see all the crazy stuff, but they don't get to see the real training that I do. And they don't understand why I have so much passion, is because I'm living my dream through them, if that makes sense.
It does make it 100%
and that's what I explained to Grant Williams. When Grant Williams was shooting 25% from three, I said, bro, you don't got to worry about it. I can teach you how to shoot. And now he's considered one of the best shooters on the Celtics. He finished top 3 last year. And it's like when those players hit the jump shot, if Bobby hits a 3 or Sabonis hits a jump shot and he's playing good, it feels like I'm doing it as well. So that's, but I do miss playing the game. So I could just live my dream through other guys.
I would just love for you to talk about a little bit. How did you grow up so fast in the social media world? Like how?
Social media has just always been a gift, because when you're on social media and you're true to yourself, people are going to flock to you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm able to use social media to show the gift that God gave me, and that was just shooting a basketball and spreading positive energy. So if people see my social media, just like how me and you are friends on social media, I never post negative things. I never talk negative on social media. I'm not a negative person. And I think, it's a blessing to have millions of people that admire that I'm putting out the energy that the world needs, because I could be one of those people, because I live a good life when I'm doing certain stuff, but I don't show that type of stuff, because that's not what social media is about. Social media should be about uplifting other people and showing the gift that God gave you. You know what I mean? And my gift is shooting. So every week I like to post good shooting videos. I like to break world records. I broke the record for Red Bull. I'm signed with Red Bull. I'm signed with Nike and Jordan Brand. I'm signed with companies that sign NBA players, but they consider me like an NBA asset. You know what I mean? But that's through consistency and hard work. And to have millions of people on social media admire that, man, it's a dream come true. And I never take it for granted, bro. Like, I'm not one of those people that it's like, you see too, like if somebody say, oh yeah, lethal shooter, I'm like, oh yeah, what's up? Nah, I'm not cool enough for that. Hey, how you doing? My name's Chris. How your day going? We could take a picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always going to greet people like that, because I'm lethal shooter or who you are or somebody who they are, that don't mean we're better than other people.
No.
And I think that's what people understand from my social media, that it's like, man, you know what? That lethal shooter, he cool, bro. Like, and he's approachable.
It's approachable. Approachable is like I'll say one of the things you could describe me too, I think, is approachable too. I think we live in an era that everything is about being cool.
Yeah.
And we should just take a step back and say, like, okay, it's nice to be cool, but it's nice to be not goofy, you know, like my brother. Like my brother doesn't care about being cool. He's always himself, you know, and that's why like people just feel the type of way to like go up to him and say hi and everything. And I see this every day. My thing is what you said about positivity, man. One of the other reasons, like started this pod, it was about positivity, about bringing people together. You know, we live in a society right now that everybody is like trying to pick sides. It's okay. I get this. Sometimes you got to pick a side. I get that, but it's not about everything.
Absolutely.
It's not about everything.
Absolutely.
You know? So you've been in every level, right? You've been the pro level, high school, college. You got from like I'm learning the culture now, right? And now learning the culture, I get like I understand like crazy stuff happening in colleges, like crazy like stories. Do you have any crazy stories for the pod?
In college, the craziest story I have, it was me, Aaron Baines. You remember you used to play for the Spurs?
Yeah.
We played together once.
The
strong center. The craziest story I have is one of our teammates. I'm not gonna say his name.
No,
teammate,
don't say names. You don't have to say names.
He actually got really drunk off. I don't drink, by the way, or smoke, but he got drunk off something called a cold turkey, something. One of them drinks, turkey something. But it was like a hard whiskey. And when I went into the bathroom, he was like throwing up because he was drunk, but the throw up wasn't coming out. It was staying in. So me and Baines was scared. We didn't know what to do. So Baines like flipped him over on his side and like, cause we're scared, you know what I'm saying? And then like hit him in the back, then all of it came out. But the reason why I always remember this is because when we went to practice the next day, Coach Tony, we didn't tell Coach, if that makes sense.
Of course you don't.
Yeah.
Who does that?
No, right. So we went to practice like nothing happened. And Coach Tony's like, anything happened yesterday? We was like, nah, bro, what you mean? He was like, everybody get on the line. He made us run for like 2 hours.
He knew.
Yeah, he knew. Yeah, he knew.
Who do you think told him?
Well, we had to take our teammate to the hospital to make sure everything was good. They found out through the hospital. Yeah, I'll never not forget that. It was crazy. And another story that was crazy.
You took him after, like, he threw up and then you took him to the hospital.
But you got to be safe. You get what I'm saying?
Course,
Yeah. And then the second thing I always remember is at St. Bonaventure in Spanish. So for an entire semester, I only went to like 2 classes. All right. So
what is this semester? So we talk about like months, how many months? Like you?
So I don't know, but the whole semester, I only went to 2 Spanish classes. But
why?
But because
you didn't like Spanish?
In college, you can do that. But if you're a student athlete, you can't do that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I was doing was the 2 main tests that needed to be done. That's when I was showing up, if that makes sense.
Oh. Okay.
So, but you can't do that as a student athlete. You need to go to class every time, right? So one of my coaches, shout out to Coach Moore, he asked me, he was like, "You been going to school?" Come on, Coach. Like, don't disrespect me like that. You know what I mean? But the whole time, he know I haven't been going to school. You know what I mean? So Coach Moore, for a month, bro, I had to wake up every day at 6 a.m. and run in the facility 17s at 6 a.m. every single day for a whole month. And I was like, this motherfucker is trying to kill me. And then when we were done, like 3-4 weeks in, he was like, why am I doing this to you? I was like, I don't fucking know. But he was explaining to me like, you know, I know in college stuff is a little bit lenient, I know, but you got to realize what you're trying to do with your life. You have to get this education. You have to do certain things. You can't cheat this. You can't do that.
Yeah, gotta be disciplined.
You got to be disciplined. And that's what he was helping me as well. And Coach Schmidt did a good job. And that's why I feel like my senior year at St. Bonaventure, when I broke all those records and I'm hitting 8 threes in a game, I'm doing all these wild things, is because I had coaches that didn't just care about the basketball, they cared about my life. You get what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to St. Bonaventure because they did a good job.
So you were running for a month. And
I was
you
just
didn't
showing
know
up
why.
for the test. Oh no, I knew why, but I didn't deserve to run for a month. Like they were, bro, every day 6 a.m. And this is what pissed me off the most, and I still remember this, bro. He would come every morning. He had coffee in his hand, and I'm like, this motherfucker. Bro, I was pissed, bro. I was so mad, bro. I was so mad.
But listen, do you think you were running a month because you didn't go to Spanish classes or because you lied to him?
I think both. Because he did give me the option. So like he gave me the option. Like, hey, how's school been going? Man, school great. You going to school every day? Of course, coach. Then that's when I think, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But bro, I get to learn, you know, these things and kind of the culture and how like things are working here, you know, and it's amazing how many stories people have like school. Like you know, obviously we don't have colleges in Greece. We do have colleges, but not like for basketball. You know, you're not gonna see Duke or Louisville or like UCLA in Greece. But I wish like I could have that experience of college. You know, like everything, like from the games to going to class. You know, just kind of not grow up so fast. Like I kind of like. We kind of grew up really fast, you know, going pro early, you know. But man, okay. Do you ever look back and say, man, is there anything you regret doing?
Not really, because you know I do have moments like I was telling you where I feel like I should have gave my all to try to make it not super pro, but just what could have happened, you know. But the more I think about it, this is exactly what God put me on earth to do, man. Like to just help others and to help other young people and help other, not just celebrities, but regular people as well, and celebrities and NBA players and WNBA players just understand the art of shooting. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm really good at shooting, and I'm exactly where God wants me. So I don't really regret anything anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, now you're talking about shooting. Let's get it in.
Yeah.
What do you look forward to in the future? What's Chris Matthews' future? I mean, obviously you can't know, but I'm saying, what are you excited about?
I'm just excited to try to become a better person. And when I say a better person, that's just doing other things that's out of the box. Like you, like right now, you got a dope podcast. When you were in middle school, you wouldn't think
I was
be trying to do a podcast. So it's just like with me, like I want to help. I was in the movie Hustle, you know what I mean, with Adam Sandler, and I'm not even an NBA player, you know. I'm a basketball tech for Paramount, you know, for TV shows and movies. So I'm just trying to.
By the way, there's no way I didn't ask you this question. What about Bel Air, man?
Yeah. I'm the basketball tech for Bel Air. You know, God is good, man. Because
how did that happen?
So shout out to Morgan Cooper. He's the writer of Bel Air. Yeah, and he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, have you ever helped write or help do basketball scenes for a TV show or something?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "So who comes up with your skits for Instagram? Because you know I have skits. I have full blown skits. You know what I mean?" And I was like, "I do that." So he was like, "Well, meet me at a park." So I met him at the park. Jabari's there. I'm like, "What the?" So Jabari and all these actors, and he was like, "I want you to put them through a scene, but Jabari after the scene." His friend just got shot or something like that, right? So I said, okay, let me put this together, and then we do this. So I told Jabari, if I just played a basketball game, because I've been in situations, rest in peace to my best friend, where a friend got shot the day prior and I still had to play a high school game. So I said, Jabari, when you play this guy right now, you got to look at him as if he like smacked your mom. You have to play with a certain tenacity because you have to take out on him that your friend got shot. He didn't have nothing to do with it. Yes. But in basketball, they be like, man, what the hell, homie, tripping? Like, but they don't know what he went through because people don't know about athletes. We're humans. We go through things as well. So I told Jabari, look, this is how you act this out. This is how you act that out. And I was telling the other actors how to do this. And I said, I want this and want that. And then Morgan was like, man, you know, we want to hire you. And I was like, oh man, you know, God is good. And the first two times I was on set, I was a little nervous because there was so many cameras, there was so many people, and
you're in Hollywood.
I was scared. Yeah, and Morgan was like, Chris, come here. What do you see? And I was like, oh, I see this. Then he pulled me to the side. He said, listen, you're the best. He said, when I ask you, what do you see with basketball? I want you to speak up. I want you to tell everybody what to do, and I need you to do it. Yes. And I said, damn, he talking to me like how I talk to my clients. You know what I mean? But he was trying to let me know how good I am as a basketball tech, if that makes sense. Yes. So after that, man, it's just been a dream come true, man. So yeah, man. But that's I didn't even thought about that. Like somebody has to set him up to make it look real. Look real.
Because a lot of people, like a lot of scenes, I mean, older movies actually.
Yeah.
They don't look
like good. And that's the one thing.
When I see like layups, I'm like,
who
lays the ball up like that?
And that's what Morgan talks about. Like all our scenes look real. And most importantly, it's like you're saying, like it don't look like soap opera. This is real deal. You know, and this season, what we're doing as well, you're gonna see, bro, like it's real. Like it's the trenches.
Give me a spoiler. Give me something, man.
What's a spoiler?
A little bit.
I don't know how to give out the spoiler. But just stay tuned for the Venice Beach scene. It's gonna be a good scene.
Okay.
It was a scene that we had to practice a lot. Shout out to Jabari. He was training in 100-degree weather. I was pushing his ass. Like I wasn't being light. I have content with that as well. I haven't posted, of course, but it's hot outside. And Jabari's like, man, I don't think, no, listen, get through this workout. Because when we go shoot this at Venice, I want you to kick this guy's ass, if that makes sense. And then when he shot the scenes at Venice, man, he was going smack at this guy, but it looked real. It didn't look like an actor. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So, you know, God is good, man.
Man, Hollywood might be next for you, bro.
Hey, man, you know, the one thing about life, never put a cap to your potential. You know what I mean? So I do have some things in the work. So definitely stay tuned, man. You never know, man. You know, me and you, man.
Yeah, hopefully you get to play in one of my projects too.
Hey.
Because I do a little bit. I mean,
I'm ready to act, man.
I'll say this on my podcast.
Yeah,
I've never said this to anybody, but I kind of do a little bit of executive producing.
Yeah.
We'll have some projects coming in.
Yeah.
But definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's keep moving on. Man, it's a great interview so far. Does it ever feel like unreal, like what's going on in the span of like 2-3 years, like how much your life has changed? I mean, obviously, you know, maybe you haven't moved, or maybe like how much your life has changed from the outside perspective of people approaching you and saying like, oh my God, this is Lethal Shooter. He's one of the best shooting coaches. And utilizing your brand, movies, from podcasts to coaching like top talent in the world, man. Does that feel like sometimes like a dream, or is it just like?
Yeah, man. Sometimes it feels surreal, but the one thing I've mastered is I don't really dwell in the moment. So like the biggest thing that just happened, you know, I'm the first trainer ever to have my own Jordan shoe, you know, and when that happened, you know, my girl was like, you're not happy, you're not excited? And I was happy and excited, but the thing that sucks about me is, you know, I'm thinking about the next thing, and I'm not trying to tell everybody else to think like that, because you have to admire, like when you won your championship, have a good time. But unfortunately, the next day,
let's do it again.
You gotta do it again. And that's kind of the mindset that I have. Like, you know, I'm the first trainer ever with my jump shot as a feature in NBA 2K. You know, when it happened, you know, God is good, but it's like, shoot, can y'all make me on one of them teams or something? Like, so it's like, I'm just always thinking about the next thing. And the other day, I was sitting downstairs in my house. I was watching Muhammad Ali. I was watching Mike Tyson. I was watching Les Brown for mental things that I do at night when I'm by myself on the first floor. And I was like, damn, man, like, let me just Google myself. I never really Googled myself, if that makes sense.
Neither in mine. I mean, I think it was like years ago.
Yeah.
I did like a search for just to see like this I'm talking about like 2010, 2009.
Yeah.
There was nothing there. So.
Yeah. So when I Google myself and I saw all these things about me, it's like, you know, TMZ and
why?
Paramount. Because, you know, when I train celebrities, you know, it's a blessing that it's a big deal that they train with me. So like 2 weeks ago, you know, Polo G was training with me. So TMZ said something. And then, but I was looking at all these interviews that people have said about me that I never saw. You know what I mean? And I spent like 10 minutes like, damn, you know, God is good, because where I come from, you know, people don't really make it out. You know what I mean? People don't get to do what I'm doing. And like you said, like how many people can say, you know, I'm doing a movie, but I'm right beside Adam Sandler, or I'm doing this type of stuff, and I've never acted in my life. I've never done these things, but that's just with consistency. So after that 10 minutes, I just went back to watching those guys on TV and soaking up all that energy on what inspired Mike and Muhammad Ali and what helps push Les Brown to be the motivational speaker is. And then I went to bed. But I do, you know, have to do better at, you know, when something big does happen, you know, man, you know what? I did a good job right there, you know, but letting it soak in, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of hard work that goes into a lot of stuff. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. What do you consider flaws? What are your flaws? Would you say?
I'll say I can do better at having like more me time, and having like more family time. So like I've been trying to master, you know, when I'm playing with my kids, that I'm in the moment with my kids, because I can be playing with my kids, but my brain can be recycling ideas. Or, you know, if I'm outside and I see something a certain way, my brain might think of an idea, and that's not good. You know what I mean? Because when I'm with my kids, I need to understand that moment is about them, if that makes sense. And I've been trying to master that. And I've been trying to master me time where, you know, when I'm by myself, I'm not always just thinking of all these ideas and trying to write them in my notes or come up with another idea so I can just continue to be the best. You know, sometimes you have to just cut your brain off sometimes and cut your phone off to relax your mind. And I've been trying to master that as well. I think that's a huge flaw that I have, that I don't take the time to just calm my mind down sometimes. You know what I mean? To do that.
You know, like those research, and they said like almost like 85% of like successful people have the same problem.
Yeah.
Because it's hard when you're driven,
Yeah.
you know, and it's milestones, and you go from, okay, what's next? And what's next? And how can I get better? And you know, like getting better is not just what you have or what people are telling you. It's like self-improvement. And it's real. Like me, I did like 2-3 books a week. And I stopped reading because my eyes like start hurting. So I just do the audio, man, nonstop about different things. You know, I got to take care of family businesses and all these things I got to do. But man, just self-improvement never stop. And because this is the things I'm gonna leave to the next generation.
Exactly.
You know, but I understand 100%. What would you say are your best traits?
My best traits is, you know, like I said, helping others. I am a good father. That's something that I don't put on Instagram because I like to keep private. My daughter, Mia and Madison, they're both in like swim class, dance class, private schools. And that's why I work as hard as I want, because I want to give them everything I didn't have. I had it older when I started playing basketball and sports, but if I didn't have sports with the family situation I grew up with, we wouldn't have had the things that we have, if that makes sense. So I want to give my kids everything that I couldn't have. And you know, I take my kids to Disney World and Disney on Ice. And I feel like people see the content with basketball and people see all these cool things that I'm doing, but they don't understand. Like, I think being a father and being a man to my fiance is like probably the best thing that I can do. I'm really good at that.
People in the background about to tear up, man.
Come on.
No. But okay. Enough about like us. So we can always do this. So This is the section that you just got to pick one.
Okay.
So I'll give you like 2 choices and you got to pick one. Right?
Okay.
So phone in the bathroom or no phone at all in the bathroom? Like,
so is it something that I do? Or is it something I think?
You got to pick. You rather have the phone in your bathroom or no phone?
I'd rather not have the phone, but I have the phone. Yeah.
Why do you have it?
Why do I have the phone?
Yes.
Because
Everybody's reason is different.
Because I'm always like doing creative things. Like sometimes my most creative things happen in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, on a toilet.
So it's so funny because I was kind of saying the same thing, and the response was like, "Yeah, I'll take my phone to the bathroom."
Yeah,
you know? And either you know I'm watching like maybe a game or something or whatever, but then. Someone was like, "Man, so are you closing deals in the bathroom?" Or you're like, "No, but shit,
checking emails." I'm telling you, bro. I be doing.
It's only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
I definitely got to sleep 8 to 9 because
Exactly.
I need to take care of my body.
Right.
And people don't understand. Like
Right.
sleep is number one.
Right.
To take care of your body. You know.
Right.
I practice for like damn near 5 or 6 of them.
Exactly.
Plus more that I do extra on my own. So you
Exactly.
gotta find time. Okay, let me move to the next one. So when you go to like a website, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you sort by price or by rating?
That's a good question. It's sad, but it's price. Because I got to get better at that too. Whereas like I'm looking at stuff and I'm looking at the price, but it should be ratings.
Why it should be ratings and not price?
Because like that's like this thing right here. Let's say this is $19.99, but the rating says half a star because it breaks in 2 weeks. Why not buy the $50 one that's going to last a lifetime? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I have to do better at that. But when it comes to my family, I'm better with spending with them. And I was telling my girl too, I have to get better at doing that I'm very cheap with myself.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a bad thing. Now, I'm not saying it's not a bad thing to be cheap.
Yeah.
And people don't say this. And it's true. Like, that's how I grew up.
Yeah.
Right. And I didn't have no money.
Yeah.
And I knew this.
Yeah.
So you don't have to spend money. You don't have to be a spender. But you want to be generous.
Yes. Treat yourself sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when I say generous, you know, you gotta, when you're generous with money, not money, but with things, you know, if let's say if I have 5 of these things, could be whatever, you don't have 0, and me giving you 1, it doesn't do anything for me. It won't ruin my life.
Right.
If I give you, out of the 5 that I have, if I give you 1, it won't ruin my life.
Right.
Right? But then when you're cheap in general as a person,
Right.
you tend to be cheap with feelings too.
No, that's real.
You tend to be like just closed off, like
Yeah,
I can't, I don't have time.
Yeah.
That's how it is. But going back to the pricing and the rating, I think everybody's like that though.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. I do that even like on apps. Like, you know, at the app, you can hit the top where it says by price or something, and then you hit it and it shows all the cheap ones. I'm like, okay, perfect. I go right there. I got to get better at that, though, bro. I got to get better at that.
Would you rather go a month without your car or a month without like Wi-Fi? Without internet at all?
I mean, am I in the middle of Alaska? With like
No, it's just regular day. Tomorrow I'll tell you like
it's a regular day.
You go in a month without your car or a month with no Wi-Fi, no internet.
I can go without the Wi-Fi because I need my car to get around. You know what I mean?
So crazy. I would go like I would pick the opposite though.
You would take the Wi-Fi?
Yes, for a month.
So how are you gonna get to practice?
Uber. Wi-Fi.
Oh, get the fuck out. Get out of here. He didn't tell me that was a trick. Get out of here. Wait, 1 second. Let me tell the kids good night real quick. She keep calling. My fault, guys.
Hey, first of all, leave it in. Don't say anything crazy, but leave it in. Don't say anything crazy, man.
Let me say good night real quick. Hey, we've almost finished. Where the kids at? Oh, they went to bed already? Or you was calling and telling me you love me? We almost done the podcast. We'll be done in about 15 minutes. All right, love you. All right. See, I got to do better. See, the kids already went to bed. See what I'm saying?
Got to do better.
Yeah, but no way. If I know it was an Uber, I would have took the like you, these are trick questions.
No, it wasn't.
But that's why I say you got to give me situations. You know what I mean? I'm in the middle of the forest and I'm 600 miles away from the city. Do I take the car or the Wi-Fi?
No, you take the car.
That's what I'm saying. You giving me trick questions.
No. Okay. So I got you. I got to explain better. Got to explain better.
Come on.
I'm gonna give you the last one. Okay.
All right.
Jeans or sweats?
See, that's another one where it's like, am I going to an event? Because I could wear sweats to my wedding. You know what I mean? Sweats feel great, but I do have to get better at wearing jeans and being comfortable in jeans. I love being, like a good example is when I came to you guys' game yesterday, I wore jeans and I was very uncomfortable. I feel like I'm just like, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, and sweats. Right. Like I'm just pulling on them. So I just feel like in sweats, I'm just free. I'm just relaxed. You know what I mean? Maybe we could come out with a jean where, no, you can't do that. I was about to say the jeans are like the feeling of sweats. But
no, I mean, they're in the works.
They have that? Okay.
Yeah, a lot of companies do that.
Okay.
Dress pants. And kind of feel like a more loose vibe.
Yeah.
So that was the last question for that. Let's move on to the facts. I want to see if you know this stuff, right? I'm gonna give you a fact about space.
Okay.
I want to see if you know this.
Okay.
Be honest if you knew this or not, right?
I mean, I can't lie. If I don't know, I'm on 60 cameras in here.
We got the internet investigators here.
Right.
So, did you know that space actually smells like seared steak?
Seared steak. Are you trying to be funny right now? Is
no,
this a fact?
No, it's a fact.
Oh, it's a fact. I didn't know that.
It's a fact. So basically, a lot of astronauts have said like it smells like hot metal or like a searing steak when he's in space, like when you're in space.
Yeah.
I've never been in space. Obviously.
Yeah.
We would love to go.
Yeah.
By the way. No, seriously, it's experiences.
Nah, it would be sick. It would be sick. That would be sick. It costs a lot of money. How cheap I am, I don't care. I might have to become a billionaire if I take that trip.
What if your next skit was you shooting in space, making shots?
But that's what I'm saying. You never know
what
what's
about
next,
that?
man.
I got you. I gave you a. What about that?
Well, I wouldn't technically say you gave me one because I posted that 2 years ago.
What'd you post?
I might. That's what I'm saying. I have it on my page. I want to be the first person ever to take a jump shot. Of course, it can't. The ball's not gonna. You know what I mean? But I want to make something in space with the rim where it does something that it goes through the hole. Because I'm the first person to ever do like paper ball through a straw. The world's smallest hoop. I'm the first person to run around. I've done first ever my rims. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had what was the last rim you had? The deflator.
The deflator. I'm still stealing the title you said. What'd you say? The
Annihilator? Or was
the Annihilator.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So
yeah.
What if? Yeah. That would be great. I'll produce it for you, bro.
It would be sick, bro. And the good thing is, I'm the first person ever to shoot underwater. Did you know that?
No, I never. You have video?
Yes, it went viral. Yeah,
it went viral.
It went viral.
I'm watching.
It was on Sports Center, House of Highlights, and I remember when I saw.
How did the ball go in though?
That's what I'm about to explain. I saw this guy, and the basketball was dribbling, and I said, "Jesus, this guy invented a ball that dribbles." So I reached out to him. I said, "Can you make that same ball float long enough that I can power my wrist to make it go down?" If that makes sense. Like you have like a few seconds, but it drops. He said, "Yeah, let me test a few things. Give me about 3 months." So I'm like, please happen, please. What? And he figured it out, bro. He flew to LA. When he flew to LA, I rented out this big pool. And shout out to the people that helped me. I don't know how to swim. I know. So, but I said,
Stop.
I know.
I know. You don't know how to swim. By the way,
I gotta do better.
Like I know how to swim.
I will, yeah.
Because I'm from Greece.
Yeah, of course.
Water
of course. You're just diving into it. Yeah. I'm from DC. We ain't swimming. We ain't swimming, bro.
You don't know how to swim.
Nah. And I shot. Yeah. But I mean, for the content.
You almost died for the content, bro.
It's sad to say, but I can't die. I had three like top Navy SEAL guys that worked with me. You know what I mean? So they put this weight strap. It took me 5 minutes to learn how to use the oxygen tank. Because what people don't know is when you use the oxygen tank, you're actually just breathing out of your mouth. That's it. You just breathing out of your mouth. Mm-hmm. And because when they showed me that, I was so excited for the content. Boom, I learned that quick. Went underwater. At first, I was a little nervous so to keep pulling me up, because how long have you ever stayed in the water?
No, I did it. Crazy that you said this. I did a similar photo shoot and like a video. So it's never been out. I did it for my like personal archive. So I kind of did the recreation of the photo of Muhammad Ali under the water and like, boxing. And I had a whole like box and they put it in the water. And I remember it was cold.
Yeah, mine was cold too. I was freezing. Yeah.
And I kept getting up in the beginning. And I know how to swim, but it was just like I would leave the tank and go up.
Yeah.
Just because of the feeling like, man, but then, I found it.
I was so excited, bro. I probably stayed under there for an hour and 30 minutes straight. I have the content. I never posted it on Instagram, though.
Okay.
That's how serious I was about this content, bro. I wanted to be the first.
So you shot it and he went in it, right? I'm assuming you went in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I figured it out, I'll start splashing them, bro. You know what I mean? But it's not like, it's like, let's say the rim is where that camera is. It's like you have to like, and then it like,
Slowly.
And then it just bucket. That's how patient I am. Okay. You know what I mean? That's how I made the paper ball through a straw. It took me a few months, but I knew I could do it, and that's why I did it. I wanted to be the first.
Man, that's another like you see. This is kind of give us a topic.
Yeah.
But do you think? Okay. Do you think that was the hardest one you ever had to do?
I say the world's smallest mini hoop that I just did like 2 weeks ago. It was really hard, bro, because the ball, I had like this much room for the ball to go through, and I was just shooting, and I'm just like, I don't know how to, I can't do this mentally. Then I said to myself, like, if the ball can fall in, if I'm putting the ball in like this, I have to take away from the ball so the ball can be soft to ride the hole to drop in like and then fall in.
Yes.
So when I started shooting, I wouldn't drop my wrist. I would shoot and stop my wrist a certain way so the ball would be soft. So I was like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then it did exactly what I was going to do. I didn't show it on content, but when it went through, I was just like, oh, thank God. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How long has it taken you? I mean, obviously you're a good shooter, so it doesn't take you a long time to do it. But the toughest one, how long has it taken you to score?
When I made the paper ball through the straw, that was a tough one. It took a few months.
Few months, huh?
Yeah, I would, to not interrupt the house when the kids go to sleep at 7:30, I would hang out with my girl. When she went to bed at 9:30, I would stay up every single night from like 10 o'clock at night to 5 in the morning. Yeah, I was serious. Yeah, then my girl would come downstairs, pick up all these paper balls. I didn't care. I was going to make it. I was going to make it, bro.
Would you do that? You do that in the basement, in the living room?
On the first floor. On the first floor. I try to do it away from the family because I don't like to intertwine content with my family.
Yeah, of course.
Because I never want them to feel like he's just always doing content. I like to do it when they're asleep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What's your relationship with like history in general? Like you like
Good.
history?
Yeah.
Okay, you know the like Romans, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you know that ancient Roman, guess what they used to use for like to whiten the teeth?
Can you give me 3 options?
I can't give you 3 options. You know right away which one it is.
I can't get 3 options.
I can give you.
Is it hard or soft?
Actually, you know what? I'll give you 3 options.
Okay, perfect.
And then let's see if you can hear.
Perfect.
One is chalk.
Chalk. That's it. That's the answer.
No, it's not the answer.
Oh, damn.
That's not the answer.
Damn.
Right? So what they would do is they would use like urine to whiten their teeth.
Urine whitens teeth?
That's the face I made when I first.
But it does whiten it?
I don't know. I didn't even want to do the research. I was like,
Nah.
do I want to do the?
Yeah.
Do I want
Yeah.
this on my Google search? Or no, seriously.
Wow.
What do you think about that? What's your first reaction?
Well,
to
if
that?
this was back in those days, I mean, it is what it is. We would have tried it. You get what I'm saying? I think we look at that because we're so advanced these days. There's things that we're doing now, you know, in year 3000, gonna look at us like that. Like, look what they were doing to do this or that, you know, idiots. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I agree with that. But can you imagine though somebody saying like, yeah, man, just take this.
Well, you know, I brush my teeth with raw baking soda sometimes because it does do a good job, but you can only do it once a month to whiten your teeth sometimes without going to the dentist.
Yeah, but it ain't the same.
It ain't the same as urine.
Ain't not the same. Not the same. I'm like, can you imagine somebody? So can you imagine if you had like you ran out of supply?
Dude, wow. Nah, I ain't messing with no urine.
No.
I'd have had yellow teeth back then. Seriously. Seriously.
I have to chew like some steak or do something.
Right.
So the next one has to do with spiders,
Okay.
right? First of all, do you like spiders?
I mean, I'm not really scared of them. You know, how people be acting doing the extra. You know what I mean? It's just-
Okay.
It's a bug.
So they say that back then they used to use like spider webs for bandages.
Bro, you're lying to me now.
I am not. It's a
Yes,
fact.
you are.
No, I'm
yes,
not.
you are. I'm not about to fall for this.
No, I'm telling you. Okay, let me finish the explanation.
What Google search are you going through?
If I'm
Bro,
lying,
if I let's say a spider just webbed all of this, right?
Yes.
And I took it off
yes,
and I put it back on something else, right?
bandage on your wound.
It's not enough for it to stick, bro.
But let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
So what they would do is like they would have let's say a bandage, right, and put
Right.
the spider web on
Right,
top,
right.
whatever, and just put that on the wound. And the reason is because like it would help to like clean the wound, keep it clean,
Right.
you know, and prevent like infection because like it has antiseptic, an antiseptic effect. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Right. Where are
No.
they gonna get that much spider web?
I don't know. That's the question that I had next, and it's rich in like vitamin K. So it's basically helps you. Like I'm dead,
Bro, I
know
believe
laughing.
you. I mean, I'm not trying to say I don't believe you because I watch crazy stuff. Like I watch Mythbusters. I watch a lot of stuff that people don't understand about me. But I'm not saying I don't believe you, but there's no way that if something happened to you back in those days, like, oh, we need a Band-Aid. Go get 100 spiders. Like, where are you gonna get that? Like, you're not gonna.
I mean, not like that.
Right.
But
Right.
they had that in mind because at the same time, it promotes like clotting, so it helps you close the wound.
Right.
But what I'm saying is like, how do you get the supply?
That's what I'm telling you.
I don't know. They might have
I
had
don't
a
know.
lot of.
I don't know what type of phone service you got, but they're
Yeah.
giving you some bad information.
No.
Seriously.
It can't be bad. That's
All
a fact.
Okay.
And I believe it's a fact. Now,
Okay.
our friends,
Okay.
there's a lot of people out here.
Okay.
Go help us research. Go help us find out if that's true or not.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Man, we're kind of towards the end of the show. Don't want to end the show, man. I want to go for 2 more hours. But, towards the end, I always leave them with a kind of a story
Right.
or a quote,
Right.
that keeps you going every day.
Yeah. I'll say what I always say, just stay locked in.
Damn, Bobby said the same thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
y'all got the same
Yeah.
energy too. I like,
Yeah.
me, like, I love your energy, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. I'll just say, all of us are going through adversity in life. During these times is rough because social media is a gift and a curse. Sometimes with social media, so much information is being hit with us that's so negative and it can kind of pull down our days. But, Don't allow what's going on in the universe and around the world to affect your day. You keep moving in your purpose. You know what I mean? Keep being family people, stay, if it's a dad, watch it, stay invested to your family. If you're a woman, watch it, stay invested to your family. If you're a kid, listen to your parents, good grades. Don't let Instagram make you feel like everything is instant gratification, because that's not how life is, and that's why I was telling you with my page, they see millions of followers, but they don't know, shoot, I used to be homeless. I used to have to work as a custodian. I was a teacher's assistant. I used to do all these things, but I did all these things because I realized, bro, like I knew what my end cause was, if that makes sense. I knew what was at the end of the road. You know what I mean? So don't continue to look at social media unless you use it for motivation, because I do that. Like I'll go look at huge homes and say, man, yeah, that's what I'm gonna live. Like I do those things for social media. So staying locked in is just staying locked in on your dedication towards your craft, never giving up, and understanding that life is a process.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, that's the name of your. I don't know. Am I supposed to? Can I say that? Your app? You come in with the app, right?
Yeah. Thanks for saying that. My app is called Locked In Training.
Locked In Training.
Yeah. So
is that out yet or?
No, it's not. It's gonna be out in 2 months. It's a blessing, bro. It's something I've been working on for about a year and a half.
Let me get a free subscription, brother.
Of course. There's certain people that I will get a free subscription. Shout out.
No. I'll tell you one thing. I'm gonna buy it.
Oh,
I'm gonna get the premium. You know why?
Thank you.
Because that's what friends do. You support each other, man.
Yeah.
That's what. And I'm gonna be the first ones too.
Thank you. That means a lot, man. Remember, make sure you guys are recording this. So just to have a dream, it was something that I was wanting to do my whole life. Yes. And at the time, I didn't have the funds, and I told my girl, I want to save up some money because I didn't know apps cost that much money.
They do.
Yeah,
I can say it. So I can talk about a little bit of business because I tend to not to talk about certain things, but ever since having a podcast, I have to, just talk like a little bit. So. I'm investing in certain apps, and I understand like the costs are incredible, man.
It's incredible. So I have a shout out to the team. They're from India, and I think this is going to be one of the best basketball apps, especially for shooting ever. I'm going to do things and talk about things and have people on there and show people things that they've never seen before to the art of shooting. And I'm gonna teach people how to be focused and to stay locked in and to be the best shooters in the world. Of course they don't have me every day with them in person to make changes, but they're going to see what I put people through to be the best shooters in the world. And I'm excited for everybody to see this app.
I'm rooting for you, brother. You know this, right? 100%. But at the same time, I'm always available if you need me to support, you need me anything to do, bro. Everybody who's ever worked with me, interacted with me, knows I'm available 100%. Man, again, thank you so much. Yep. Thank you so much for doing this. I know you have time, and I know you like kind of went with the schedule and my schedule. I'm kind of trying to do this, the best of my abilities to, be out there, motivate people and, but it means a lot to me, man.
Yeah, no, it means a lot for you to have me on here. So many people that could be, sitting in this chair, and for you to have me speak about my life and speak about who I am, it just means a lot. So thank you too.
Hey man, the only thing you got to do is just, if you know James Gist, you cool with me, man.
Yeah, that's my man.
That's my guy.
He a good dude.
That's a good dude. Man. All right, brother.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Then you guys, if you want to listen to the podcast, whatever you get your podcast from, it will be available. If you want to watch it, you can go to the Carbliss TV. It's going to be available. And then if you only want to watch social clips, you want to talk to Chris, you want to follow Chris, go on social, Lethal Shooter. Trust me, you'll find them. Yeah. If you want to watch some of them on the other stuff of Thanalysis podcast, you can go at Thanalysis ante_43. Be safe. Have a good night, good morning. I don't know whenever you listen to this podcast. And remember, hey, have a great day. Approach it with being positive, and trust me, the universe wants you to succeed. Ciao. Thanalysis is recorded at No Studios, Milwaukee's creative hub and production studio.